Today on Positively Arizona, this isn't just any woodshop class. These students are learning to make guitars, and it's a lot harder than you'd think. Plus, soul food has made itself at home at LoLos Chicken and Waffles, and we may never leave. And your childhood arcade just got an upgrade. We're checking out this unique bar downtown. Welcome to Positively Arizona. I'm Haley Francis. This week we're exploring downtown Phoenix, starting right here at the historic Orpheum Theatre.
Just really, a really impressive thing, and you can imagine in 1929 nobody had ever seen anything like that in this area of the country.
Inside the Orpheum Theatre in downtown Phoenix, venues manager David Cruz is showing me how history is carved into every crevice.
The theater originally opened as the jewel of downtown Phoenix, a really big deal. Phoenix was still a relatively small city at the time. You would probably still consider it a town. So for a theater of this magnitude to open in the Southwest at that time was a really big deal.
Performers like Mae West would grace this stage. For decades, the venue was used for comic theater known as vaudeville, then silent movies. This circular room is where guests would mingle before the show.
So this is what's known as the Room of the Young Moderns, or as we call it, the kissing room. And this is sort of a really unique room. It's acoustically perfect. So if you stand in the middle of the room and speak in a regular speaking voice, everyone around the entire room hears you the exact same way.
And you hear yourself.
And you hear yourself, yeah.
By the 60s and 70s, Spanish language movies and comedy acts performed here. And by the 1980s, it was leased out as a performance hall for big name bands.
Metallica played here, REM played here, the Ramones. And then, there was a bit of an outcry from the public to step in, for the city to step in and save the Orpheum and restore it.
By that point, much of what you see today was completely deteriorated. Hand-painted walls and lavish gold leaf accents everywhere were muted and painted over.
During the late 70s, early 80s, these beautiful mountainscape murals that we have here had been painted black.
It would cost $14 million and take 12 years to restore. The Junior League of Phoenix championed the restoration, and the City of Phoenix, which once considered turning it into a parking lot for City Hall, has managed the property ever since. Today, David is working to book acts that will bring back the original intent of this magnificent building, returning that vaudeville variety back to the theater with comedy and Broadway shows, podcasts, drag shows, ballet, cirque, and more.
There's a lot that goes on here right now, and we're going to continue along that trajectory and keep bringing quality entertainment to the valley.
The acoustics can make or break a theater, and the same can be said for guitars. Adam's learning that firsthand at a workshop here in downtown Phoenix.
There are things that machines and technology will never be able to replace. These students are learning how to make guitars by hand at the Roberto Venn School of Luthery in Phoenix.
You show up and they're like, okay, you're thinking it's gonna be kind of ease into it, and no, you just jump right in.
Students are just days into the 5-month session where they start with their own custom sketch, and throughout the course of the 5 months, they'll come away with a guitar, one you can actually play.
When you think about it, it's woodworking, but it's woodworking with attention to detail that most people would never even think of.
The days are long, 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. Students make both an electric and an acoustic guitar.
Really just making sure there's a straight edge on all of our stuff. That's always a challenge.
Today, they're selecting a specific type of wood for the back and sides of their acoustic.
The back is actually a reflective surface that's braced. to reflect the sound out of the box. This flame maple is going to have a very bright sound because of the characteristics of the wood.
Founded in 1974, Roberto Venn Lutherie is the longest running guitar making school in North America. And along with the high certification, alumni of Roberto Venn have gone on to work for prestigious companies such as Fender. Plus, you come away with 2 custom hand-built guitars.
I had some ideas and some sketches here and there over the past couple of years. And finally being able to put that into a physical guitar is really exciting for me.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Adam Watts.
After a long day at the workshop, those woodcrafters might want to blow off some steam at this arcade that's throwing things back.
Throughout his life, Cobra Bar owner Ariel Bracamonte has had an admiration for
vintage arcade games, so he just started collecting. Next thing you know, he now has, I think, over 400 games.
The Cobra Arcade opened in January 2016 in downtown Phoenix. That gives the 21 plus a chance to beat the games they lose to when their parents ran out of quarters.
It's an adult spot, but allows you to access the nostalgic experiences that maybe you had when you were a kid before you could go to a bar.
A place where grown-ups can act half their age, grab a cold beer to quench your thirst, or Cobra's signature cocktail, the Bandita. Once a cool refreshment is in your hands, grab some tokens. Now it's time to get down.
With more than 40 games at the Cobra Arcade, I'm gonna go back to my childhood to play one of my favorites, and it stars Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Since this spot opened, it's been slammed. If you're coming down on the weekend, definitely try to get here early because there will be a line.
But be sure to get here quick because the options change weekly, so your favorite game might not be here. Reporting in downtown Phoenix for Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
A lot of the culture here lies in the city's street art. Adam's discovering the newest mural here and the unique story behind it.
Love for people to realize where they are, what kind of land they're standing on.
Artist Margaret Dewar on her inspiration behind downtown Phoenix's newest mural.
Thinking about how the land has really been sculpted and resculpted and sort of born again over and over from the ashes as the Phoenix does.
Her mural design depicts different eras of Phoenix's history, from the Old West to the Mexican mural movement of the 1920s.
Just imagining what this place was like 2,000 years ago to 150 years ago.
The city of Phoenix picked the mural design out of 32 other proposals to go on display in the new Fry's grocery store across from Talking Stick Resort Arena.
Is really give artists a chance to work in a different format and to also allow businesses to work specifically on supporting artists.
Margaret and her partner R.E. Wall worked for a month and a half, 10 hours a day at times, building and painting the mural.
I had made it very bright and colorful. I was hoping that would kind of draw people in, and then we always focus on detail. So we make a large image that you can see from a distance, and then it's fun to kind of walk up close and see the little things that are happening in there.
The mural's actually already done and it's inside Fry's, but as you can see, Fry's is still under construction. You can see it when Fry's opens up to the public in late October. For Positively Arizona, I'm Adam Walsh.
This next artist's work will certainly catch your eye, but it's the work she's putting in behind the scenes that's really making a difference.
Inside the Phoenix apartment of Antoinette Cawley, this isn't just a home, it's a workshop.
I specialize in portrait work with an emphasis on girls of color. I paint little girls with face tattoos, and it's always shocking at first.
But it's not just her artwork she's creating, she's teaching budding young artists.
I understand the importance of that mentorship, having a little guidance as a teenager. It's just the right thing to do.
Carly draws from her experience going to the Boys and Girls Club as a kid and was inspired by mentors to draw. As an adult, she started basic painting workshops like this for teenagers to expand on their knowledge of the arts.
I like to take college level concepts and theories and modify them for teens and kids. You could paint the background like white to cover everything and make it really smooth.
She told me some other tips on shading, and she said she was really impressed with all of my work.
You remember posing for a painting? Like, that takes skills. So that's something that people could learn too at one of these workshops.
Painting is complex, but teenagers were able to walk away from the workshop with techniques that will help assist them in future sketches. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Still ahead on Positively Arizona, this Phoenix restaurant is serving good vibes on a plate, and we can't get enough. Plus, the street team is getting all dolled up for the latest production at the Phoenix Theatre Company.
Hi, I'm Emily Johnson with the Phoenix New Times, and I've got a place you'll want to check out here in downtown Phoenix. Feed your soul at Miss White's Golden Rule Cafe. This iconic restaurant has been dishing out the best fried chicken in town since the 60s. And they've got other Southern classics on the menu too, like catfish, chicken fried steak, and mac and cheese. But don't take my word for it, check it out for yourself. Miss White's is located off 7th Street in Jefferson.
Thanks, Ebony. Mrs. White isn't the only cook in the family with a business. Her grandson has a thriving restaurant as well. And Jay Russell got a look at how he's keeping the family name going.
Larry Lolo White was destined to work in the family business, following in the footsteps of his grandmother, Elizabeth White, who owned Mrs. White's Golden Rule Cafe in Central Phoenix.
I started busting tables as soon as I was able to walk and talk.
As an adult, White cooked chicken and waffles for his friends out of his house after music studio sessions, and once the word was out, the community wanted a piece of his soul food.
My grandmother and father gave me the opportunity to showcase LoLos Chicken and Waffles out of their establishment, and I started doing that in October 1997.
White worked on weekends for 5 years until he opened his first restaurant in 2002. The White family laid down the blueprint for success in the restaurant industry. The 800 square feet house only held 200 seats for customers, and wait times grew to more than 3 hours.
That's delicious. Something that my family passed down to me was drive. Rain, sleet, or snow, it has to get done.
The VIP room, called the Chicken Coop at the Phoenix location, is full of history.
Great picture of my grandmother, Mrs. White, who is still going strong at 96 years old.
White challenged his menu by adding some flavor to set his franchise apart.
So our home fries is hood classic. Southern fried chicken is hood classic. Our Kool-Aid is hood classic. Everything on our menu is hood, baby. Coming to LoLos is like taking your kids to the club.
Even local celebrities have taken notice of one of the best soul food joints in Phoenix.
One of my favorites is the great Larry Fitzgerald.
That's good.
A couple of original Tuskegee Airmen.
LoLos is known for chicken and waffles, but they also have a comedy night, paint and sip, and live music. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
I hope you've saved room for dessert or drinks. We're actually not quite sure what these are, but Chloe's finding out.
Dough Donuts and Coffee in Phoenix is putting an alcoholic spin on a favorite breakfast sweet.
Well, the Drunk Donuts are an option for everybody, 21 and over. And the idea is you take one of our great handcrafted donuts and then add the sort of liquor of your choice.
You can choose from Dough's menu of combinations, including Kahlua, Fireball, and Godiva chocolate, or choose your own.
You stick it right in. We recommend that you do 4 little holes in it and stick a little bit in each hole. That way you get a little bite of Grand Marnier or whatever liquor in each bite.
Here I'm following Dave's advice, but he says some people even sprinkle it over the top.
Now that that shot is evenly distributed throughout our donut, we'll give it a bite. That's good donut.
The infused donuts have a minimal amount of alcohol, so if you're looking for more, look no further than Doe's massive Manmosa.
So we decided to take our stein of Weihenstephaner beer, which is a wit beer, add a little splash of champagne, which we're going to have on tap, actually Prosecco, and then also just a little splash of orange juice. So we call that our Manmosa. It's man size, it's 32 ounces, and on the weekends it'll only be $10.
Check out Doe's full menu, including non-alcoholic options, online. The shop is open Wednesday through Sunday. For Positively Arizona, I'm Chloe Marr. Coming up, Adam and I are back behind the scenes at the Phoenix Theatre Company, this time for Kinky Boots, and look at these props. They're amazing. That's coming up next on Street Team.
Plus, get ready for our Love Pup of the Week. She's about to steal the show. Welcome back to Positively Arizona. This week we're at the Orpheum Theatre in downtown Phoenix, and we love a little pizzazz in the theater. This next show is not short on that. Adam and Chloe are trying out for Kinky Boots.
Hey, I'm Adam.
And I'm Chloe.
And we are your Phoenix CW Street Team.
And we're back at it again at the Phoenix Theatre Company, getting behind the scenes look at the show Kinky Boots, including all of their amazing costumes.
Everybody say yeah, yeah.
Kinky Boots is the story of a struggling shoe business that finds a unique clientele.
Charlie meets Lola and he starts making boots for drag queens to save the factory, and the craziness that ensues after that.
The show features dozens of fabulous costumes.
Here is Lola's dressing room.
Wow.
Just some of the things that...
Can I borrow this?
Of course.
And even more fabulous shoes. With a show name like Kinky Boots, you know the shoes have to be amazing. Check these out. They're so high. The actors are even doing flips, dance moves, everything in these insanely high heels.
And if that's not enough,
boxing gloves.
Ooh.
Yes, when you come to see Kinky Boots, not only are you seeing a show, but you're seeing a boxing match.
Wow.
Kinky Boots is helping the Phoenix Theatre Company celebrate their 100th anniversary.
The show tells a story of acceptance, pulling together people with differences to achieve a common goal.
And the show is all about accepting others, loving yourself, loving others. I think it's a very good story wrapped in just a night full of fun.
Kinky Boots is playing now through October 13th at the Phoenix Theatre Company.
And if the costumes are any tell, it'll be a show to remember.
Next on Positively Arizona, you just might find your stage partner in our Love Pup of the Week. Meet Riley after the break. Welcome back to Positively Arizona from the Orpheum Theatre in downtown Phoenix, where we've been taking you behind the scenes. But now it's time to turn the spotlight on our Love Pup of the Week.
No, it's Blake from Love Pup. And we have sweet Riley today. Riley's about 2 years old. She's a very interesting looking dog. She's English Bulldog and Pitty mix. Super sweet, very kind dog. She was an owner surrender, and she was surrendered because evidently she's food aggressive. So she just needs to be fed in a different place. Makes it all easy when dogs aren't fed together. She has she's very English Bulldog in the middle and kind of in the face, but then all of a sudden you see Pitty in her. And she's very sweet. I mean, honestly, she's easy. She's an easy dog to have. She is available now. She's spayed. She gets along with kids and dogs, and she's just chill. Super easy dog. If you like her or you want to see what else we have, go to lovepupfoundation.org.
Thanks for watching Positively Arizona. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you back here next week when we pay a visit to the West Valley.